Hi friends, ERIKATESLA here. It is so good to be back filming and to catch up with you guys. As you may or may not be aware, I have just returned from Creators and Friends in Destin, Florida. It's my second time attending. I went to New Orleans last year and had an absolutely fabulous time, and Destin was no exception. We had a really great time. It was great to reconnect with friends I had met last year and to meet some new people that I've been really excited to connect with. So in today's video, I just wanted to chat about my experience a little bit and then also use some of the products that I was able to pick up during the meetup. So you might hear my dog in the background. He's hanging out with me. He's my filming buddy. But as you can see, this is me. I got a little bit too tan up here. I did have on a wig during the trip, so any pictures that you might see on social media, obviously my hair is going to look a little bit different, and I got a lovely little tan line right here. So we're going to try our best to even out the skin and yeah, talk about some of the fun stuff that we picked up. So there were a lot of things. I'm going to try my best to mention as much as possible. I may not get to use everything that I picked up, but I do want to talk a little bit about how the gifting stuff went with this trip and some of the brands that were kind enough to sponsor either products or activities, that kind of thing. So this year, instead of us getting a giant bag or boxes of stuff, Samantha and Sembri, who are the minds behind Creator and Friends, decided to do a gifting suite, and it was really nice that way because we kind of got to shop around instead. It was really cute. So it was set up like a little shop because quite a few things I have been fortunate enough to receive in PR, so it was nice to be able to select some things and not overwhelm my already sizable collection. So yeah, I'm gonna start out with this sunscreen, this mineral sunscreen. As you can see, I got a little bit too much sun in Destin, and I promise I did use sun protection. I was good, but we're gonna see how this is. This is in the shade, this is called Copper Rose. So it looks promising. Hopefully it's not gonna be anything that's too, that's gonna whiten the skin or wash me out. And that's looking really good. It feels really nice. And this is supposed to be SPF 20. So this is like a lighter SPF. And it does give a little bit of a sheen. I'm filming in natural light right now. I don't have any studio lights. I've been trying to play around with my setup a little bit, and I have been reorganizing. I've mentioned in the last couple of videos, I moved my beauty space, filming space, back to a guest bedroom area. So I'm still in flux, but it's a little less crazy. I changed my desk up. I actually built some Alex drawers because the desk that I had before was really nice, but the way the storage was set up was not really serving me as well as I needed it to. So that feels really good, actually. This is Bare Minerals, and you can wear this alone all over the face or mix in with a tinted moisturizer or foundation. So speaking of foundation, I'm going to use one that I already have because that was something we didn't pick up, which is totally fine because I feel like foundation matching is kind of tough. So I'm actually going to go in with my It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream. I'm going to go in with Natural Tan because I did get a little bit tan. And I did pick up some Sigma brushes. So Sigma was kind enough to, again, be generous with their gifting. I remember in New Orleans, they launched their new palette. It was the Cool Trolls. No, sorry. It was the Cool Neutrals palette. Sorry, I'm mixing that up with Cosmic brushes. It was the Cool Neutrals palette. And this year, okay, coming out, I believe May 13th, they have the Spectrum palette. So I'm going to do a separate video for this one because today I want to pull something else out, but I just want to give you guys a little preview of this palette. This is so pretty. So this is going to be such a great summer palette, like for my girlies who like to do kind of like a beachy bronzy look. This is like absolutely perfect. And it did come with a couple of brushes as well. So we were gifted an E25 brush. This is one of my favorite Sigma brushes. And then I think the E54 also came with it. But there's also a couple of brushes that I picked up separately at the gifting suite. So we have the tapered blending, the small contour, the flat kabuki, the contour blush, and we have an eyeliner brush. So I'm probably gonna incorporate these today because Sigma brushes are some of my favorite brushes in existence. So I'm gonna go in with the Your Skin But Better CC Plus cream from Adept Cosmetics and put that on the brush and then warm that up on the skin. But yeah, got a little bit too much sun. So as you can see, look, I'm gonna have to like actually go back in and color correct, but I do love the coverage of the foundation, and this kabuki brush is just doing a great job like distributing the product. But yeah, I got to Destin Wednesday afternoon, and I have never been to the Fort Walton Destin airport, but it was really tiny. And I actually really like that because it made it a lot less difficult to like get bags and stuff like that. And when I got there, there were quite a few attendees like already at the airport. They were waiting for their shuttle. I opted to rent a car this time because for the sake of planning, my flight out was like super early on Sunday morning because my sons had a couple of games that I wanted to get to. So not that I couldn't have gotten a cab or anything like that, but you know, you just never know. 3 a.m. I had to leave the house, and it was nice to be able to drive, and a few of us left for the airport together, but that's of course the end of the trip. But yeah, the first day we got there, we got to the house, beautiful house, very spacious, and I got to room with Amira, and she is the mod woman. I think she goes by Amira Muhammad on YouTube, but I know on Instagram she's the mod woman, and I'm going to try to link down all of the creators that attended in the description box for you guys. So if you hear anybody that's not familiar, I'm going to encourage you to check out their pages and their content because everybody was like really, really great. And that's one of the things that I really like about Creators and Friends is that it's a very positive experience. Like I know like sometimes content creators can have a reputation for being divas, and I think that may be true you know, for a certain subset of creators. Some people do kind of let the number count or the following count get to their head a little bit, and then they feel maybe, you know, like they're, I don't want to say like above anyone, but I think some people let it get to their head too much. And this is very much not that type of experience. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, guys, I'm actually going to pause here and finish the rest of my face because, or complexion, I'll say because most of the products are like color cosmetic. And so you guys know what it looks like to do concealer and that kind of thing. So I'm going to just kind of finish my face, my brows, and that kind of thing, and I'll be back with the rest of the products I want to talk to you guys about. I have finished my base for this look, and the next thing I want to get into, guys, is actually the blushes that we received as part of our gifting from Creators and Friends. So Amanda Hayden, who is the owner of Unearthly Cosmetics and also a very talented makeup artist, content creator, she joined us on this trip, and she was kind enough to share 5 of her blushes with us. So these are the incandescent glowing blushes. So we have 5 shades here, and one of them I did have the opportunity to wear while I was on the trip. I kept most of the things packed just because I wanted to get everything home safely and take some pictures. So I took some product shots of these, but I did want to demo them for you, or at least pick one of the shades to wear for you. So I'll just talk to you about each of the shades. So we have this color Blaze here, which is this, in person, it's like an orange, kind of like an orangey coral color. That's really pretty for summertime. We have a Crush, which is this beautiful cool tone pink shade. Okay, hello. Does this look familiar? Does this give you like Dior vibes a little bit? Then we have the shade Dusk, which is more of a like kind of corally shade. Like it's a little bit of a softer coral shade. And then we have the shade Lumen. I've worn this one. This is so stunning on. It's just really, really bright and punchy. And then finally we have the shade Mystic, which is like this perfect like dusky rose toned blush. And I will tell you the finish on these is really, really nice. So today I actually want to go in with the shade Mystic. And I'm going to go in with the, let's see, which one do I want to use? Which brush? I'm going to actually go in with my small contour brush. I know this is supposed to be for contour, but I'm going to use this for blush. I like these size brushes for blush shades, and so we're just gonna build up a good amount of product on here. It's going really nicely. So I'm looking at my mirror that I have in front of me, guys. That's why I'm looking off to the side, but here's the blush. And it's building really, really nicely. The formula is very smooth. I can't tell if there's like a scent. It doesn't really have like a overwhelming scent, which is really nice, but this is building up. And as you guys know, I have a medium skin tone. And so what I really appreciate about these is that you can build these shades up or you can sheer them out. So there you can see I have a good amount of blush on. I'm going to try to not act like I have blush blindness, but here's the blush on and I'm just building that up. And this is a great shade. I think of all the shades, if you only have one that you can pick, maybe go with this one because this is going to be pretty much flattering with everything. Although I will say you can sheer these out. So it really just comes down to with your personal preference, your skin tone, all of that good stuff. So this is very blushy, but very pretty. I really, really like it. So the next thing I'm going to do, guys, I'm actually going to get into my eye look with you. And I'm going to pull out this Agate Temptation palette. So this is from Singe Beauty. And that is Angelica Nyquist brand. And this is coming out sometime in May. I don't have an exact release date or price, but I have her Galactic Visitor palette. And that one I think was like $45 or $50. Now prices are going up on things, guys. Let's be real, tariffs are happening. So I anticipate the price will probably be a little bit more than her first release, but that's to be determined. So when I do know the pricing info, I'll share that with you. But here is the palette. It's such a stunning color story. Okay, like look at that. So I'm going to kind of go in with some of the greens, and I'm going to actually go in with my Sigma E25 brush. And I'm going to tell you the color I have been like obsessed with is the shade Banded. It's this neon green, and I love colors like this. Like look at that. That's just a swipe on the brush. Like look at how pretty that is. So we're going to go in with this shade, and I have had this idea to just go in on the inner, start on the inner corner of the lid, and then just build this color up and then maybe do some shimmers. But I'm already feeling really happy with how this is coming out. And you guys, I'm not even using like eyeshadow base. This is just me with like concealer and foundation on my lids. So this just gives you an idea. I'm sure that if you are trying to really make this punchy, you could probably go in with like a white base and really pull the color out. But look at how bright this is. And you can, of course, build this up or you can sheer it out. But I am really impressed so far with this formulation of her mattes, or at least this matte shade. We're going to try some of the other ones too. But how pretty is that? Like that right there is like a whole look. Like I could just do some lashes and some liner and probably call it a day. Like if you were trying to do like a fun, colorful look and keep it simple. Because I would say the one thing that helps make bright colors like this wearable is picking one that you really like and placing it strategically and then keeping the rest of your look kind of natural. But that's just me. That's my personal preference. But look at that. Look at how bright that is. That's incredible, guys. Angie, good job. Okay, and I'm only one shade in. Now I'm going to go in with this shade Chalcedony, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, but this is like a super light, like minty, almost like white chalky shade. It's like chalky mint, if that makes sense. And I'm going to put that in the crease, like in the middle part here. And that is pretty pigmented as well. That's going on really pretty. Now, mind you, I do have some of the other shade like still mixed in there, but it's really giving me a nice transition, and it's going on like super pigmented, which is really exciting. I got a chance to really chat with Angie on this trip, and I will tell you, she is a force, guys. Like, she's super passionate about makeup, about her brand. She's so energetic. It was actually really inspiring to hear her and have her share her experiences as both a creator and a brand owner. I think that's a very unique space to exist in and try to balance those two things, because they can be different. Because when you're a brand owner, obviously it puts you in a different space. But I think because she's been a content creator for such a long time, she does have a really good idea of what brands need to do to be appealing to their audience. And she knows her audience, because Angie's thing is really colorful eyeshadow. So those are those two shades. And I'm kind of just going in that same green vein, guys. So I'm going to go in with this shade. Let's see, do I want to do Plume or Geode? I think I'm going to start with Geode and then go with Plume. And I'm still on the same brush. This is what I do. I usually stick to a couple of brushes when I'm doing an eye look. Unless I have some desire to switch it up, but right now I don't feel that that's a need. So I'm going in to the shade Geode right now, and I'm dabbing, because this is what you do when you have a little texture on the lids. And I'm just making sure that that gets in there. I'm tapping, and then I kind of swirl it out so that I can blend. But that's going on really, really beautifully. And I'm gonna go in on the other side as well. And I'm just having fun with this. I am inadvertently doing a somewhat monochromatic look by sticking to the greens, but I'm going to do some more looks with this palette. I want to do something with the oranges. But this is like a really good palette, or at least a color story for summertime, for sure. And actually, I was saying to Angie, I think that this could take you into the fall as well. So if you're interested in a multi-season palette, you could definitely get a lot of use out of this color story. It's a beautiful color story for sure. Like, this is really, really impactful and really, really pretty. And I'm having a lot of fun with this, by the way. So yeah, how cool is this? So I want to pick a shimmer shade. I'm going to go in with Crystallized here, so it's very smooth. And this is, let's see, it's got a little bit of a shift to it. So it's got a little bit of green and gold. A little bit of a green and gold, and I'm just going to tap this on the lid. And then when I put it on here, I can see a little bit of orange actually. That is really beautiful. How stunning is that? That is really, really pretty. So I'm going to just layer that on there. I am impressed. I'm really excited to see what looks other folks from creators and friends come up with as far as like their inspiration. Angie wore this the first night, and I had an inkling that it was from this palette, because there were whisperings that, oh, she had a new launch, and it looked incredible, the look that she did. So I'm really, really happy with this look so far. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Plume on the bottom lash line using my Sigma eyeliner brush. I'm going to keep the darkest shade close to my lash line here. And I'm not going to come all the way in, just like a little bit. I'm going to do like that outer third of the bottom lash line and pull the color in. And there we go. I'm going to keep that close to the lash line. And then what I want to do is I'm going to go back in with this brush. It already has some of the other green shades on it, but I'm going to softly pull the shade Plume in and diffuse that a little bit so it's not such a harsh line. I'm going to do that on both sides. And I still have a little bit of color from the previous shades on here, and I think they blend together really, really well. And I love a green and brown combo. I want to layer another shimmer on top of Crystallize because I want like a little bit more punch. So I'm going to actually, I have to choose between Gilded and Silica. I think I'm going to go in with a little bit of Silica. I'm just going to tap this on because it's a pretty bright shade. I'm just going to tap that on the center of the lid. And then I'm going to go back in with Crystallize and actually pull that in here. And I think these two will play really nicely together. And for me, I like to improvise a little bit. I like to improvise. I don't always know the direction an eye look is going to go, but I do feel really inspired by the colors in this palette. Like, it's just really, really pretty. So I think that that's about it for the eye look. I'm going to refine a little bit, but then I'm going to come back with some liner and some lashes, and then we're going to finish off with lips. Okay guys, so I'm back. I put some liner and lashes on, and I did put a little bit more of Banded in this part of the eye, and I used my Ardell 421s. Ardell did send these to me. They sent me a very nice package of some of their lashes. I love Ardell, so that was really a nice treat to get that in the mail from them. But I'm actually going to go in with a little bit of the shade Quartz here on the pinky and put that in the inner corner of the eye, because I was like, I can't help myself. I always have to do like a little bit of inner corner magic here, and I might have to fix that, but like, look at that little shine that it gives me. It's such a pretty shade. I think next time I'm going to do this one on the center of the lid, but that is really pretty as well. I think so far I'm like really loving all of the shades that I've tried thus far in the palette, and I'll probably be able to give you like a more complete view. Hopefully I'll get a couple more looks out for you guys before the palette actually launches so that you can be ready to order this one if you decide this color story is good for you. But I know when I posted this on Instagram, a few people were pretty buzzed about this one, and look at this cover art. This is so beautiful. So the last thing I'm going to do is the lips. So I'm going to go in with a tried and true lippy pencil. I need to sharpen this one. Don't judge me, please. Actually, do I have my sharpener in here? Yeah, I got my sharpener. This is the ColourPop BFF3 lip liner. This is a go-to for me. It's one of my favorite brown shades. So this is not from Creators and Friends. Actually, ColourPop had this as part of like one of their lippy pencil sets that they sell during the holidays. And I did get it in PR or gifted, I guess, but you know, it's really hard to tell with them. Like, they have different campaigns and stuff like that. So sometimes you're on and off PR, but I'm really excited about this shade Pink Champagne. So Buxom had some lip products there. I actually prepped my lips with, where is it? I prepped my lips with the Buxom Powerful Plump Powerful Plump Lip Balm. So it's got a little bit of a minty feel to it. This is what it looks like. So I prepped my lips with that. I really do like Buxom lip products. And then again, this is Pink Champagne, and putting this over some brown lip liner. This is such a pretty shade, and I love how it smells. And I have a little paper towel here so that I don't get like brown lip liner in the tube. So I'm gonna wipe off in between applications, but such a pretty shade, and it smells so good. It feels amazing. And I think for me personally, unless I'm trying to make a specific statement, I like a nudie lip with a colorful eye. That is a personal preference. There are no rules, but I do think that there are some guidelines you can follow to make a look more flattering for you. So for me, if I'm going to do a really bright eye, I do a neutral lip. If I'm going to do a bright lip, I'll do a neutral eye. I think that's fairly standard. I think a lot of people follow that guideline, but it is obviously by no means law. So this is the look. So just a quick overview. I used, of course, my Sigma brushes. I used obviously a few things that were not included from Creators and Friends, but I really wanted to say these blushes, guys, are incredible. Again, I used the shade Mystic. I have to say, Amanda, you did a great job formulating this shade. It's so beautiful. Your blushes are stunning, and I cannot wait to dig into all of them with different looks. Of course, for eyes, we have Agate Temptation, and lips, the Buxom lip gloss. If there's anything else that you saw me use that you're curious about, definitely leave me a comment down below. But overall, I'm really happy with this look. I will say the whole Creators and Friends experience was, again, really positive for me. You know, side note, I guess, is, you know, I haven't really been posting a ton on social media, YouTube. I did mention in a post here on YouTube that my son unfortunately did have to have an emergency eye surgery. I'm not going to get into too many details in a video at this time, at least, to just like respect his privacy. But it's been, you know, a really tough time for our family, as you can imagine. The circumstances under which everything happened, it's been pretty taxing, to be honest. So this trip was really good for me from a mental health perspective. I think when you're going through difficult things, it helps to put yourself in community with people that love and care about you. And I had been doing that, and then this was just like an extra wonderful experience that I got to have. So I'm really, really grateful to Samantha and Simbri for facilitating Creators and Friends, and to all of my amazing friends that I had already known and made during this trip. I'm so grateful to each and every one of you. I'm gonna try to tag all of the creators that I can. I think everyone has a YouTube channel, but if they don't, I'll try to link at least one of their social media channels so you can go check them out, because it was just so cool to meet such a diverse group of people who share a love of makeup products, beauty, all of that fun stuff, and just, you know, want to have fun with it. So with that being said, yeah, this was maybe not the most organized get ready with me situation, but I did want to catch up with you guys. I wanted to chat and just get back to filming, and it felt really good to do that and just talk to you and check in with you. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who continues to support my channel. I appreciate you so much, because I know how much it means to take time out of your day to support someone, to watch their content. Even if you've got me playing in the background, like, it means a lot to me to be a part of your day. And so I'm so grateful to you for that. So with that being said, please be sure to like this video if you like content like this. Leave me a comment. I really enjoy hearing from you guys, and I am doing my best to get caught up on comments. And if you haven't yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for deciding to subscribe. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your continued support. I appreciate all of you so very much, and I hope to see you all in my next video. Bye!